Eve finally breaks her silence. Why the music industry pushed her out. I'm not going to let nobody dim my light. I'm here to shine, period. That's Eve Jihan Jeffers, the Philly-born rap titan, laying it all bare on The Breakfast Club in 2023, her voice dripping with the defiance that made her a legend. She stormed the late 90s and early 2000s with era-defining hits like Let Me Blow Ya Mind, Who's That Girl, and Gangsta Lovin', rewriting the rules for female rappers. With her blonde buzz cut, paw print tattoos, and razor-sharp flow, Eve wasn't just a star, she was a movement, blending street grit with crossover appeal. But then, almost overnight, her spotlight dimmed. No more chart toppers, no more MTV rotations. Was it her choice to step back, or did the industry orchestrate her exile? In this no-holds-barred expose, Eve rips the curtain off the sexism, label sabotage, personal betrayals, and shadowy power plays that tried to erase her. This is her story. Raw, unfiltered, and packed with tea so hot it'll burn through your speakers. Was it misogyny, corporate greed, or her own unapologetic spirit? What crushed her reign at the peak of her powers? And what's Eve plotting to reclaim her crown in 2025 and beyond? This is the truth the music industry hoped would stay buried. Straight from the pit bull in a skirt herself. The rise of Eve from West Philly streets to global icon. 10,990S in Philadelphia's Mill Creek Projects, a concrete jungle where dreams often die young. Eve Jihan Jeffers, born November 10, 1978, grew up in this crucible, raised by her single mother, Julie Wiltshire, a medical secretary with a steel spine, and her grandmother, a church-going pillar of strength. Her father, a chemical plant supervisor, was a fleeting presence, leaving Eve to forge her own path. By 10, she was scribbling rhymes in her notebook inspired by LL Cool J and Salt and Peppa. At 13, she was battling neighborhood MCs at rec center talent shows, her quick wit and fearless delivery earning her street cred. I knew I was born to rap, she told Ebony in 2023. Philly don't play. You had to be nice to survive. In high school at Martin Luther King Jr. High, Eve joined a female rap group, Ed de GP, pronounced Egypt, and later formed a duo, Eve of Destruction, with a friend. She hustled at Philly's Black Lily open mics, trading bars with The Roots and Jill Scott, sharpening her craft. At 18, she caught a break when a friend connected her with a manager who got her an audition with Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment in 1998. Eve flew to LA, spit a blistering freestyle, and Dre signed her on the spot. I thought I'd made it, she recalled on Sway's Universe in 2024, but Aftermath's focus on Eminem and Dre's own projects left Eve in limbo, and her deal fell apart after 8 months. Undeterred, Eve returned to Philly, where Rough Riders, the Yonkers-based label riding high with DMX's It's Dark and Hell is Hot, scouted her. Led by brothers D and Wad Dean and producer Swizz Beatz, Rough Riders saw Eve as their secret weapon, a female MC who could hold her own in their gritty, male-dominated roster. In 1999, at 20, Eve dropped her debut, Let There Be Eve, Rough Riders' first lady, and it was seismic. The album debuted at No. 1 on the Billboard 200, a first for a female rapper, selling 2.7 million copies worldwide. Tracks like Gotta Man, with its infectious Swizz Beatz production, and Love is Blind, a harrowing tale of domestic abuse, showcased her range, fierce 1 minute, soul-bearing the next. Rolling Stone hailed it as a debut that redefined hip-hop's gender lines. Her 2001 sophomore album, Scorpion, propelled her to superstardom. The Grammy-winning Let Me Blow Ya Mind with Gwen Stefani, produced by Dr. Dre, peaked number 2 on the Hot 100, blending hip-hop with pop swagger. Its video, with Eve and Gwen cruising in a convertible, became an MTV staple. Who's That Girl cracked the UK top 10, and Scorpion went double platinum, selling 3 million globally. By 2002, Evolution kept the fire burning with Gangsta Lovin', featuring Alicia Keys, a No. 4 Hot 100 hit, and Satisfaction, a street anthem. Eve was a crossover queen, starring in Barbershop, 2002, alongside Ice Cube, XX 2002 with Vin Diesel, and launching her fetish clothing line. Her style, Leather jackets, blonde crops, and those paw print tattoos set trends, influencing everyone from Nicki Minaj to Rihanna. She was the first lady of Rough Riders, holding court with DMX, Jadakiss, and Drag On, but the higher she soared, the more the industry sharpened its knives. The industry's betrayal, a calculated takedown. Eve was untouchable. Platinum plaques, blockbuster films, fashion covers. So why did her star fade by the mid-2000s? It wasn't a lack of bars or ambition. Behind closed doors, Eve was fighting a brutal trifecta: label sabotage, rampant sexism, and a smear campaign fueled by personal scandals. Drawing from her own revelations and industry whispers, here's the unvarnished truth about how the music industry tried to bury her. In one, label sabotage, creative control stolen. After Scorpion, Eve signed with Aftermath/Interscope for Evolution, seeking bigger budgets and global reach. But Interscope, led by Jimmy Iovine, had a different agenda. In a 2023 Rolling Stone expose, Eve revealed execs pressured her to ditch her hip-hop roots for a pop-heavy sound to rival Nelly Furtado or Pink. They wanted me to sing hooks, soften my edge, she said. I'm a rapper, not a pop star. Her planned 2007 album Here I Am became a nightmare. Interscope swapped her producers, rejected her tracks, and let key singles like Tambourine leak online, killing buzz. They were sabotaging me, she told Vibe in 2022. It felt personal. The album, delayed for 6 years, finally dropped as Flirt in 2013 under Eve's own Blonde Ambition label after she parted ways with Interscope. With no major label push, it sold a meager 80,000 copies, a gut punch after her multi-platinum run. They starved my project. No radio, no promo, nothing, she said on The Breakfast Club. Interscope's priorities were clear. Male artists like 50 Cent, Eminem, and The Game got the red carpet treatment, while Eve was sidelined. I'd pitch concepts, and they'd talk over me like I was the intern, she recalled on Drink Champs in 2023. Her loyalty to Rough Riders was another flashpoint. Eve insisted on working with Swizz Beatz, whose beats defined her sound, over pop producers like Max Martin or Timbaland. Swizz's family, he gets me, she told XXL in 2024. But Interscope saw her allegiance as defiance, labeling her difficult. The label's neglect wasn't random. An anonymous A&R exec quoted in Billboard admitted Eve was a priority until she stopped playing ball. Then it was like she didn't exist. The breaking point came in 2006 when Eve rejected a 360-degree deal that would have given Interscope control over her music, tours, merch, and endorsements. I wasn't signing my life away, she said on Sway's Universe. Rumors point to a heated clash with Iovine, with Eve allegedly telling him, "You don't own me." After that, her career hit a brick wall. Radio stations ghosted her. MTV and BET snubbed her videos, and promoters passed her over for festivals. It was a coordinated freeze-out, she told The Guardian in 2024. They wanted to teach me a lesson. 2. Sexism. A woman in a man's game. The early 2000s rap scene was a boys' club, and Eve faced relentless misogyny. Male rappers could glorify drugs or women, but Eve's raw bars about her struggles, poverty, heartbreak, abuse, were deemed too aggressive. In a 2024 The Cut profile, she vented, "They wanted me to be one-dimensional, either a sexy vixen or a tomboy. I'm both and neither." Outlets like The Source praised her lyricism but critiqued her image, with one 2001 review calling her too masculine for her buzz cut and leather fits. "I was just being me," Eve told Essence, "but they needed me to fit a mold." Her personal life was fair game for tabloids. Gossip rags spun lies about affairs with DMX, Swizz Beatz, and even Diddy, painting her as a groupie despite her grind. "I was working 18-hour days, writing, touring, acting," she fumed on The Tamron Hall Show in 2023. "But they reduced me to who I was supposedly sleeping with." The rumors fueled a narrative that she was unstable, eroding her credibility. On Red Table Talk in 2023, Eve admitted the scrutiny crushed her confidence. "I started doubting if I deserved to be here." The industry also pitted her against peers like Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, and Trina, framing female rappers as rivals. There was no real beef. Eve told Complex in 2022, "The labels and media pushed that catfight nonsense to sell records." While Jay-Z and Nas could squash beefs and collab, Eve was left to prove her worth alone. They wanted us to tear each other down, she said on The Breakfast Club. It was exhausting. 3. Blackballing, the industry's silent war. Eve's biggest bombshell? She was deliberately blackballed. On Sway's Universe in 2024, she confirmed long-standing rumors that powerful execs, likely Iovine and former Def Jam head Lyor Cohen, orchestrated her downfall. I didn't bow down, she said. That's a cardinal sin in this game. After her Interscope fallout, the industry turned cold. Her 2007 single, Give It To You, with Sean Paul, barely cracked the top 40, despite heavy rotation potential. Radio programmers admitted off-record to Vibe that they were advised to skip Eve's tracks. Award shows like the BET Awards and Grammys stopped nominating her, and promoters blacklisted her from major tours. It was like I vanished overnight, she told Billboard. Her Philly roots and loyalty to her crew made her a target. Eve kept her childhood friends close. Her cousin as her manager, Philly homies as her road team. These are my people, my family, she told XXL. I wasn't going to trade them for some suit's approval. But labels saw it as insubordination. An unnamed Interscope insider told The Fader in 2023, Eve was a star, but she acted like she didn't need us. That's a death sentence in this business. Lyor Cohen reportedly called her unmanageable in private meetings per Vibe, souring her rep with other labels. Rough Riders' struggles compounded the issue. In the early 2000s, the label faced lawsuits over unpaid royalties and a 2003 drug trafficking probe that tarnished their image. When Rough Riders got hit, it was like, I got hit, Eve told Drink Champs. The industry saw me as their baggage. With her label weakened, Eve lacked the muscle to fight Interscope's power plays. 4. Scandals and personal attacks. Eve's personal life became a weapon for her enemies. In April 2006, she crashed her Maserati in Hollywood, charged with DUI after failing a sobriety test. The case was dismissed after she pleaded no contest to misdemeanor reckless driving, but the media spun it as a meltdown. They made me out to be Lindsay Lohan, she told People. In 2022, I was young, I slipped up, that's it. Gossip sites pushed baseless drug addiction rumors, which she debunked on The View in 2023. I partied, sure, but I wasn't out here strung out. The 2007 leak of an alleged sex tape purportedly showing Eve with an ex was a gut punch. She never confirmed its authenticity, but the scandal fed the narrative that she was trouble. A male rapper drops a tape. He's a playboy, she said on Red Table Talk. Me? I'm ruined. The leak, suspiciously timed with her label woes, felt orchestrated to some insiders. It was too convenient, a former Rough Riders staffer told The Root in 2024. Someone wanted her humiliated. Eve's mental health took a hit. In her upcoming memoir, Who's That Girl?, slated for 2026, she reveals battling severe depression in 2006-2008. I was on top of the world, but I felt worthless, she writes, per a Variety excerpt. The industry broke my spirit. She credits therapy, her mom's tough love, and moving to London in 2010 with saving her. I had to rebuild me, she told The Guardian. 5. Cultural shifts and industry evolution. The industry shift didn't help. By the late 2000s, hip-hop was pivoting to southern trap and pop rap, with artists like T-Pain and Lil Wayne dominating. Eve's lyric-driven style, rooted in East Coast boom bap, felt less commercial. The game changed, she told Hot 97 in 2023. Auto-tune and club bangers took over, and I wasn't about to fake it. Female rappers also faced the drought. Kim and Foxy were sidelined, and Nicki Minaj didn't emerge until 2009. There was no lane for us, Eve said on The Breakfast Club. The industry wanted one female rapper at a time. The reinvention from rap to Renaissance woman. By 2010, Eve's music career was on ice, but she refused to fade. Her sitcom Eve, 200-32006 on Upbeat, where she played a fashion designer navigating love and career, ran for 3 seasons in syndication, earning her an NAACP Image Award nod. She flexed her acting chops in Whip It, 2009, with Drew Barrymore, Glee, 2010, as a choir director, and Animal, 2014. In 2017, she joined CBS's The Talk as a co-host, dishing on everything from Trump's policies to Cardi B's rise. Her candidness won her a 2019 Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Entertainment Talk Show Host, a flex on the music execs who underestimated her. "I showed them I'm more than a rapper," she told Forbes in 2024. Eve leaned into business, too. Her fetish clothing line, 2003-2008, blended urban chic with high fashion, sold at Macy's and Nordstrom. She co-produced Queen's Court, 2023, a Peacock reality show about women finding love, starring alongside Tamar Braxton. "I'm creating my own table," she told Black Enterprise. Her 2010 move to London, where she met and married British entrepreneur Maximilian Cooper, Gumball 3000 founder, in 2014, grounded her. They welcomed son Wild Wolf in February 2022, and Eve embraced stepmotherhood to Cooper's 4 kids: Lotus, Jagger, Cash, and Minnie. "Family gave me armor," she said on The View. "It's my why." Eve's comeback, reclaiming her voice. Eve never quit music, she just played it her way. In 2019, she dropped Reload with Conscience, a dancehall banger that hit Spotify's Rap Caviar playlist. She joined the 2023 Ladies First Tour with Lil' Kim, Trina, and Debrat, selling out 20 arenas, including Madison Square Garden. Fans chanted her verses word for word, proving her catalog's timelessness. "I felt that love," she told BET. "Oh, it reminded me who I am." Her memoir, Who's That Girl?, set for 2026 via Simon & Schuster, promises a raw reckoning with her journey. "I'm naming names, exposing the game," she teased on Sway's Universe. Early excerpts detail her Interscope battles, DMX's mentorship, and her 2006 depression. She's also mentoring young rappers like Flo Milli and Lotto through her Blonde Ambition imprint, launched in 2021. "I'm passing the mic," she told Complex. Eve's personal life is her sanctuary. She and Maximilian split time between London, LA, and Dubai, raising their blended family. Wild Wolf, now 3, is her muse. She shared an Instagram video of him rapping "Let Me Blow Ya Mind," captioned "My Little Pitbull." Stepmotherhood has its hurdles, she told parents in 2024. "Blending families is work, but love makes it click." Eve's tight with DMX's kids, serving as godmother to his daughter Aaliyah. "X was my heart," she told Rolling Stone. "I'm keeping his legacy alive." Old rumors, like a supposed romance with Nicki Minaj after their 2002 Barbershop cameo, still linger. Eve laughed it off on Watch What Happens Live in 2023. "Nicki's my sister, strictly love, no shade." She's proud of paving the way for Nicki, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. "I broke the ceiling so they could fly," she told Vibe. A 2000s rumor linking her to Stevie J was debunked on The Breakfast Club. Stevie's a homie, but that's it. A symphonic rebirth and bold new horizons. In April 2025, Eve dropped a bombshell. She's collaborating with the London Symphony Orchestra for a reimagined Let Me Blow Ya Mind. Set for an August 10 performance at the Royal Albert Hall, the project, inspired by Jay-Z's MTV Unplugged and Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen orchestral work, fuses Eve's iconic rap with lush strings, brass, and percussion. "I'm not boxed in as a 90s rapper," she told The Guardian. "I'm an artist with range." She worked with conductor Sarah Hicks, who crafted an arrangement that opens with a mournful violin, builds through swelling horns, and peaks with a thunderous timpani roll. "It mirrors my life. Quiet resilience, then a roar," Eve said. Eve pitched the idea to the LSO herself, arguing her millennial fans, now 30s and 40s, crave elevated takes on their nostalgic hits. "They're at symphonies now, not just clubs," she told NPR. Music historian Dr. Elaine Wu called it a masterstroke, telling BBC, "Eve's melody in Let Me Blow Ya Mind has a classical backbone, simple yet profound, like Mozart." The performance will close with Eve in a custom Vivienne Westwood gown, tossing her mic Philly style as the crowd erupts, a moment destined for TikTok immortality. But Eve's not stopping at symphonies. She's in talks to star in Philly Flow, a 2027 Broadway musical about Philadelphia's hip-hop scene, alongside Meek Mill and Black Thought. "It's my story, my city," she told Playbill. She's executive producing First Ladies of Rap, a 2026 Sundance documentary spotlighting Roxanne Shante, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, and Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Giving the pioneers their due, she told Variety. Musically, Whispers of Evolution PT2, a new album, are growing louder, Eve teased on Hot 97 in 2025. I got bars stacked, some swizz beats, some new producers. It's coming. She's collaborating with Ducci E and Glorilla, bridging old and new school. Eve's also launching a Philly youth music program, Pitbull Pups, to mentor teens in rap and production. I'm building what I needed at 15, she told Philly Inquirer. Eve's legacy, the unbreakable trailblazer. Eve's saga is one of dazzling highs, crushing lows, and relentless comeback. From selling 8 million albums to battling label sabotage, misogyny, and scandals, she faced storms that would have sunk most. The industry tried to blackball her, but Eve rewrote the script, conquering TV with The Talk, building a global family, and redefining her art with symphonic flair. At 46, she's a living legend, proving the pit bull in a skirt still has the sharpest bite. Her influence echoes in every female MC today. Nicki's swagger, Cardi's hustle, Megan's confidence.
The music industry thought they could extinguish Eve's fire, but she's a blaze that won't quit. Was she unfairly targeted, or did the industry just evolve? Drop your thoughts below. Did Eve get done dirty? Subscribe for more hip-hop deep dives and check out the videos on your screen for more untold stories.